Hi, I'm Sherry Johnson with Watauga County Arts Council and Blue Ridge Art Space. And I'm back here again to share with you some of the really cool stuff that's going on in the arts in this community. You know, during the COVID shutdown, everybody kind of hunkered down and stayed all shut down. And you might think nothing was happening during that time, but I have news for you. The arts did not stop. The arts continues. Creativity continues. It's just always bubbling. And actually, if anything, it gave the artists a little more time to be even more creative. You know, during our series, the Blue Ridge Art Stream that we're doing right now, we've been showcasing some of the artists that are in our community. We've done musicians, we've done painters, we've done a literary artist, we've done dancing. We've got a variety. Well, today I've brought you something that's totally different. Today I have with me Bailey Sparks and Alec Bryan. And you two are a creative couple. Let's put it that way. Is that a fair statement?
That's true.
Okay. Now, I'm getting this information secondhand, so you two correct me when I'm wrong, okay? But the understanding I have is that you're getting married. Congratulations. Is that right?
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
And we all know that weddings are extraordinarily expensive. And
Yes.
so I get the feeling that you might be doing what a lot of us did and try to cut the cost some way, find another way to do it. And maybe something that's a little more out of the ordinary and unique and special, you know. So you did something that has, I think, more to do with Alec's degree than it really does your degree, Bailey. You're an elementary ed major with a little theater thrown in for good measure. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay, how are you going to combine theater and elementary ed? Tell me a little bit about that before we go further.
So it's really important in elementary education to bring joy into learning, as it is with all education.
Uh-huh.
And one of the ways to do that is to bring theater into teaching and into learning. Learning should be play, especially at that age, and that's what theater is. So that's why I
That's
wanted to do
cool.
minor in theater.
Well, you know, and also there's a program called A Plus, which is all about integrating the varied arts into the educational process and teaching things through different learning methods, different learning styles. And theater is a really big part of that because when you can act it out, you kind of remember it, you know, as opposed to
Absolutely.
just read about it. So, although the different learning styles, different people learn different ways. So, we'll give them all credit for the way they learn. Now, Alec, you just got your degree, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Congratulations. And tell us about your degree.
Yeah, so my major was industrial design, and my concentration was furniture design. So we're always building different types of furniture pieces.
Right, right. And most of those would be out of wood most of the time?
It could be wood, metal, playing with new materials. Some people made chairs and stuff out of mycelium, which is mushrooms. So the ball game is just all over the place.
That's really cool. A couple of your professors have gotten grants through the Arts Council in the past for their work. So if that tells you anything, we know some of those folks. So now, how did that link to what you guys do? Tell me about the link there.
So Bailey was searching for where she could get flowers for the wedding, and we were looking at like different types of like wood flowers online, and they weren't quite what we're looking for. So I had the idea of, I'll just try and make some flowers out of wood, just like messing around. And then I actually kind of got on to something. And then we actually made a couple, and then it actually turned out into a business. And Bailey reached out on Facebook to message. She was in a wedding message group or something.
Right.
It just exploded overnight.
So can you keep up now is what I want to know.
We're working on it, that's for sure.
I'm glad to hear that. And I think one of the cool things about this is that I'm assuming you're making bouquets for your bridesmaids to carry. Am I right?
That's correct, yes.
Okay. So every bouquet is going to be a little bit unique, a little bit different, a little bit special. So each girl is going to have her own individual bouquet that's different. Plus which, you don't have to go buy a gift for your bridesmaids because you're giving them that gift. This is a beautiful gift, a handmade bouquet. So this is a very, very creative idea. So now, you guys, if I heard it right, what I was reading, you guys make the bouquets from scraps of wood, is that right?
That's correct. We use wood scraps that would otherwise be discarded. Alec has a large collection of wood, and he had some pieces that, he would either discard or burn. because there's nothing, else that we could do with them. So we use those scraps to make the flowers.
That is really cool. And see, I'm all about recycling and, repurposing and that kind of thing. And one of my mantras that I'm always saying is artists can make something beautiful out of anything. Any things that would normally be tossed away, considered trash, considered, leftovers, nobody wants them. Artists can turn them into something beautiful. And you're really an example of that. So now what kind of tools will you be using to do this?
So I have a bunch of tools, of course, being a woodworker, but I use, 4 different hand planes, and each one is for different types of wood and the thickness of the shaving that I'm taking. I use chisels, I use knives, hot glue gun, all sorts of things.
That is cool. Now, do you stain these and turn them different colors, or is this just the natural color?
So we use pine, walnut, and white oak. And for those, we just leave natural with no protective coating. Because the whole idea of the scent to the flower. So when you smell the flower, you smell the wood. So we left it all natural. But we do have colored flowers, and we use watercolor, and we dip it into a cup of watercolor, and then we pull it out and let it dry for about 3 days, and then that's how we get the different colors.
And then what do you do about the stalk or this hand, what you hold on to, the group of stems that are together?
So we get a oak dial, and then we cut it to length, and then we just stick it on the bottom and glue it, and then we come back with wood veneer, and we cut it, and that's also walnut, and it basically fans up to the center, and that kind of provides structural support for the entire bouquet, so that your flowers are not shaking all around.
Exactly. I'm thinking about, this handful of pieces of wood and how they're going to hang on to this. So that's a great idea. That's really special too, that you're creating something that is so unique, that is natural materials, that you can smell and feel the natural part of it. But that's really important to it. I have to ask, Bailey, what color are your bridesmaids' dresses?
So we only have a maid of honor. It's going to be a small wedding because of COVID.
Oh yeah.
So her dress is gray.
Okay, so that complements it quite well.
Yes.
Very well. So you don't have a cluster of bridesmaids all in different colors or anything like that. You've got just the one because of the COVID thing.
Right.
I'm glad you're able to even have it. I have to be honest, I had a relative that had to postpone her wedding twice and finally gave up and just went to the courthouse and got married. So I can understand that. So you two are brave and courageous just to try to have a wedding.
Yes.
So now you're going to share all this Saturday night with us. And are you going to show us how it all goes together?
Yes, ma'am. We're going to demonstrate every process, and then we'll show how to put it together, and then the final product.
That's exciting. I'm looking forward to this. I really am. I'm looking forward to seeing what you come up with and how the product fits together, and how you stick, all the pieces to it. We all like to think we know how to do something until it gets right down to it, and then you realize there's steps to it that you didn't even think existed. And so you have to find those. And it's fun, great idea that you two are doing this together too. I think that's really neat. So. Yeah. So this may be your new job. You may just be making pretty wooden flowers.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, folks, tune in on Saturday night from at 7 o'clock, and you'll have approximately 30 minutes to an hour of enjoying getting to see them, getting to know them, watching them work. You'll have an opportunity to give also to an artist relief fund. There have been a lot of artists that have been very negatively impacted by the COVID shutdown, especially those artists that depended on gigs and those kinds of revenue, which more or less just stopped. And so you'll have the opportunity to make donations to that fund and to help those artists along. And then Bailey and Alec have the option of making a Venmo link. And so if they've got that up, you'll also have the chance to give them maybe a wedding donation is what that would be. But at any rate, but do join us and plan to sit back with your family. It's family friendly. It's always entertaining. And it's just something else that's going on over in this wonderful county that we live in. You can find out more about all of the things that are going on, about the artists that are doing things, and about the Arts Council at our website, which is watauga-arts.org. And when things finally do reopen up, which is a ways out, but when we get there, it's at the corner of Shadline and State Farm Roads. You remember that building? It's the one that has those cute little blue people on the front porch. So plan to join us at that point and be part of all the cool things that'll be happening then when it's safe again. In the meantime, thank goodness for digital time and a chance to get to know you guys digitally. I've enjoyed meeting you. And I look forward to seeing you again Saturday. And thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.